Think you've never been fooled. Think again. Some facts you've heard your whole life are total nonsense. And we're not just talking urban legends. These claims are everywhere, and nearly everyone believes them. Allegedly. Ready to see what you've been getting wrong? Stick around, and don't forget to subscribe for more. You swallow 8 spiders a year in your sleep. Let's kick things off with a classic that has probably given you the creeps at least once. The idea that you swallow 8 spiders a year in your sleep sounds horrifying, right? Just imagine one crawling into your mouth while you're dreaming about pizza. Yeah, no thanks. But here's the twist. It's not true, not even a little. This fact was actually made up back in 1993. A writer included it on purpose in a fake list to prove how easily people accept random claims without questioning them. It was meant to be a prank, and it worked too well. The reality, spiders aren't suicidal. They actively avoid humans. Our loud breathing, constant movement, and unpredictable tossing and turning make us terrifying to them. From a spider's point of view, your face is basically a chaotic wind tunnel of danger. So no, you're not a spider magnet while you sleep. Now, if that long-believed creepy story isn't real, what other everyday truths are actually total fiction? The 5-second rule. You drop a cookie on the floor, you look around, you whisper, 5-second rule, and boom, it's snack time. We've all done it. But is the 5-second rule actually a thing? Sorry to say, it's not. Researchers found that bacteria don't wait politely for 5 seconds before jumping on your food. The moment it hits the ground, germs start climbing aboard, especially if the floor is hard or the food is moist. Think juicy fruit on tile? That's basically a bacteria party. Dry foods like crackers take a tiny bit longer to pick up germs, but not enough to make a real difference. So while the 5-second rule feels comforting, and hey, no shame in floor snacks, it doesn't hold up in reality. And speaking of comfort myths, you've probably heard that carrots can improve your night vision. But what if that story was just a clever cover-up? Carrots and night vision. For years, parents have been handing out carrots with promises of superhero-level eyesight. Eat your carrots so you can see in the dark, they'd say. Here's where it gets interesting. That idea took off during World War II. The British Royal Air Force didn't want their enemies to know they were using radar to spot planes at night. So, to protect the secret, they started spreading the idea that their pilots had amazing night vision because they ate tons of carrots. People bought it. The story spread. And before long, it turned into a worldwide belief. Yes, carrots contain beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, important for eye health. But once you've got enough vitamin A, eating more carrots won't turn you into a night owl. No night vision powers, just maybe a slight orange glow if you go overboard. Now let's switch from vegetables to animals, specifically a bird known for hiding in the weirdest way. Ostriches bury their heads in the sand. Imagine this, an ostrich gets scared and decides the best move is to stick its head in the sand and pretend the danger doesn't exist. That's the image we've all seen in cartoons and jokes. But in real life, that's not how ostriches roll. This myth likely started because ostriches often lower their heads to the ground, either to check on their eggs or to lie low and blend in with the surroundings. From far away, it might look like their heads are buried, but they're not avoiding danger, they're managing their nests. In fact, ostriches are anything but timid. They can sprint over 40 miles an hour and pack a kick strong enough to send a predator flying. So no, they're not hiding from threats. They're ready to run or throw down. And now let's move from birds to body hair. Ever been told that shaving makes it grow back thicker? Time to clear that up. Shaving makes hair grow back thicker. This one's been repeated for decades. Shave your hair, and it'll grow back thicker, darker, and faster. Sounds like a warning, especially when you first start shaving. But it's all about perception, not biology. Back in the 1920s, researchers actually tested this. Men shaved one leg and left the other untouched. Over time, there was zero difference in how thick or fast the hair grew back. What happens is this. Shaving cuts hair at the surface, creating a blunt edge. That blunt tip feels stubbly and thicker when it grows out. But the hair itself hasn't changed. So no, your razor isn't giving your hair a workout. Genetics control growth, not your grooming habits. Speaking of aging, let's talk about dogs and that 1 year equals 7 dog years thing. So, 1 human year equals 7 dog years. If your dog just turned 5, does that mean they're 35 in dog years? That's what we've all been told. 1 human year equals 7 dog years. But the math doesn't actually work that way. Dogs age rapidly in their early years. A 1-year-old pup is more like a 15-year-old teenager. By age 2, they're in their early 20s. After that, aging depends on size and breed. Larger dogs tend to age faster. A 6-year-old Great Dane might be nearing retirement, while a 6-year-old Chihuahua is still full of attitude. The 7 years rule came from simple division back in the 1950s, comparing average lifespans. It stuck because it was easy to remember. But vets today use detailed breed charts, not blanket numbers. Now that we've cleared up dog math, let's get into one of the most misunderstood drinks on the planet: coffee. Caffeine dehydrates you. Drink water, not coffee. It dehydrates you. Sound familiar? Well, here's the real story. Caffeine can make you visit the bathroom more, especially if you're new to it, but it doesn't cancel out the water in your coffee. In fact, studies show that people who drink caffeinated beverages regularly stay just as hydrated as those who drink water alone. Your body adjusts to caffeine's effects over time. So yes, your daily latte still counts toward your fluid intake. You're not drying yourself out, you're just staying awake. Now that we've dealt with some grounded myths, let's launch into space. Sort of. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. People love to say the Great Wall of China is the only man-made object visible from space. Sounds amazing, right? The truth? Not really. While the Great Wall is incredibly long, over 13,000 miles, it's also quite narrow and blends into the natural landscape. Astronauts have said it's almost impossible to spot with the naked eye from low orbit without zoom lenses or perfect lighting. The myth started way back in 1938, decades before we ever sent humans into space. It's a great story, but cities, highways, and airports are actually far easier to see from up there. From space to bedtime, let's bust a myth your parents probably told you with good intentions. Reading in dim light ruins your eyes. Turn on the light, you'll ruin your eyes. That warning probably came every time you tried reading under the covers. But guess what? Reading in dim light won't ruin your vision. It might make your eyes tired, cause some squinting, and give you a mild headache. But it doesn't do lasting damage. For centuries, people read by candlelight. Their eyesight didn't just vanish. Our eyes are designed to adapt to different lighting, so go ahead, read your favorite book in whatever light you prefer. Just take a break now and then. Next up, let's talk about memories, and one fish that gets unfairly judged. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. Goldfish are often made fun of for having 3-second memories. Sounds cute, but it's not even close to the truth. Studies show goldfish can remember things for weeks, even months. They can recognize patterns, shapes, and even people. Some have been trained to swim mazes and press levers for food at specific times. One experiment proved goldfish could remember a feeding schedule and respond at the right moment daily. So, nope, they're not swimming in clueless circles. They actually remember more than you might think, especially if you forget to feed them. Let's wrap this up with one myth that's been stuck in your brain since school. Humans only have 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. That's it, right? Not quite. Turns out, we've got way more than just 5 senses. Scientists say humans have at least 9, maybe even 20. There's proprioception, your sense of body position; thermoception, how you feel hot or cold; equilibrioception, your sense of balance; and nociception, your ability to feel pain. The 5 senses idea came from Aristotle, and it just stuck. But modern science shows that your body is far more complex and aware than you were ever told. Now, let's talk about one of the dirtiest things in your daily life. Your phone is cleaner than a toilet seat. If you think your phone is clean, think again. Studies found that phones can carry 10 to 20 times more bacteria than the average toilet seat. Why? We touch them constantly, after eating, in public places, and yes, even in bathrooms. But we rarely sanitize them. One study found over 17,000 bacterial genes on phones used by high school students alone. And no, wiping your screen on your shirt doesn't count. So maybe don't eat chips right after scrolling Instagram. Just saying. Let's wrap this up with one final bedtime myth. Sus. You can catch up on sleep over the weekend. Think you can fix your week of bad sleep with a weekend snooze fest. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Studies show that people who sleep less during the week and try to make up for it on weekends still suffer from poor focus, lower energy, and messed up metabolism. Plus, changing your sleep schedule messes with your internal clock, making it even harder to get good rest during the week. Sleep doesn't work like a bank. You can't go into debt Monday through Friday and pay it back on Saturday. So, how many of these did you believe? It's wild how many facts we pick up without ever questioning them. But now you know better, and probably feel a little smarter too. Which myth surprised you the most? Or is there one you still secretly believe? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this myth-busting ride, make sure to subscribe for more truths behind the things we think we know. See you in the next one.